different.
Mainstream got one of the biggest things in American culture.
They not like us.
Think everybody should go on the Breakfast Club. You want to shake it up.
They not like us. Wake the f*** up, Breakfast Club.
DJ Envy.
The Family Guy.
Jess Hilarious.
I'm the wild card. Keep the real.
And Charlamagne the God.
I'm a lovable ass.
Or you a clown.
Yo, I'm loving that energy up there right now.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show to them.
Now let's begin.
Good morning, USA. Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Lauren LaRosa.
Good morning.
Jess is out. Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Friday. Good morning.
Good morning, Red. I can't see Bay on my phone, man. I can't see
You
Bay
don't
on
need
the
to see me.
TV.
God
Yes, I do.
don't want to bless your
How you knew
eyes.
he was talking about you?
That's true.
God don't want to bless your eyes. First of all, when anybody says Bay, they when I'm in the room, they talking about me.
There we
me?
go. I see
What
Bay.
in the
Now I
mix?
see Bay.
You seen me? Have you ever seen me? This after this. Stop being ridiculous, Lauren. You got eyes. Good morning, everybody.
I set you up for that one.
All right, I
My
don't
bad.
know.
Well, good morning. You're still out in DNC,
Well, yes, I'm at. Well, the DNC convention is over.
but you was there from yesterday.
Yeah, I was here yesterday for night 4. I was here for night 3 and night 4 of the DNC. Last night was the main event.
What you think?
The vice president spoke. I thought she was solid.
I thought she was solid, too.
I thought she did her job. You know, she laid out the contrast and, you know, what they have done, the Biden-Harris administration, and what she will do with her administration compared to Trump and, you know, what he has done and what he will do. So she laid out a few of her policy positions. She laid out her plans on how to rebuild the middle class. All I ever wanted someone to tell me how they're going to put more money in our pocket and how they're going to keep us safe. And that speech laid that out for me. So,
Yes,
you know, I'm good. I'm
agree.
good.
And they also told us, you know, for everybody that was making up rumors, told us who she was as a person, how she was raised. But you were in the building, so how did
That
it
was a
feel?
little slow.
It was a little
Oh,
slow.
how did it feel? Oh, no.
100,000 balloons came down. You know, people thought Beyonce was going to perform. It looked
That was so terrible. I heard that rumor all day yesterday. They actually said Beyonce was going to perform at Soldier Field. That was the rumor.
Field?
Soldier Field is a football stadium. United Center is where they play ball and hockey. I believe. I know it's hockey. I mean, I know it's basketball. I think they play hockey there too. But the Soldier Field is where the Chicago Bears play. And they said that Beyonce is going to play at Soldier Field. Then that rumor turned to Beyonce and Taylor Swift are going to perform at Soldier Field.
Because they were saying like it was a break in the schedule, and then like yesterday when
TMZ reported it. That's what made people believe it.
Look, we gonna get into it today, y'all. Y'all know we gonna get into it
TMZ
today.
and Don Lemon. Give Don Lemon his credit for being stupid too. Come on.
Well, I think it's because people trusted the source. A lot of Bronco Grinding reported it as well once TMZ broke it, and they had it exclusive. And
Who
all
was
that
the source,
stuff.
Lauren?
Who I think the source was the way that the way that the story was set up. I think that it was like probably law enforcement officials.
No way.
Because if you read the story, they based it on the fact that PD said that they had to beef up. You know what I mean? Because Beyonce
Y'all still
was
listening to Diddy?
coming around. Not PD, like Diddy.
You stupid. She's talking about the police department.
Chicago PD. I don't know who the source was, but when I read the story, that's what I took from it. So
Yeah, I ain't see it. Yeah, salute all
I knew
law
it wasn't her
enforcement.
team. They ain't Miss at the event. She ain't giving out no stories like that.
Hey, drop on the clues bar for the Secret Service, man. I don't know who Trump had with him on that fateful day, but the Secret Service that I saw at the DNC all week, them guys is super solid.
They wasn't playing.
A lot of black people, a lot of black and brown in the Secret Service too. A lot of black and brown. They look like G.I. Joes, like stormtroopers, like big diesel ass people. That you don't want no problems with. No.
Oh, she moving with the brothers.
I don't know who. It don't look like the ones in the suits and the shades that look suspicious and, you know, look like they're just there for show. These guys are ready for action.
They're ready for action. All right.
Yes.
And the 100,000 balloons that fell. With balloons everywhere. It looked like
everywhere.
a huge beach party / Super Bowl / concert.
And Angela Rye kept trying to get me. She told me to take a balloon home to my daughters. Like, what? Why?
You gonna take them?
Were they branded? Did it say stuff on it?
No, it was nothing special. Just balloons, red, white, and blue balloons.
I mean, it's the yeah. I mean,
he was gonna take that balloon home. He got that inflated. Get on a plane with it.
You put
them balloons.
Them
balloons they were stale too because they was there all week. Because I got there Wednesday and them balloons was already hanging up in the rafters. So they've been there all week. Stale ass balloons, hot ass air.
Your daughters wouldn't have been like, "Oh my God, this is so cool." They would have been like, "This all you bought?"
Balloons,
exactly. Yes, very much.
I forgot y'all kids is rich kids.
I'm gonna travel with balloons to the airport. That just looks
Take
stupid.
the air out. out and then put it in your bag.
That's what she said. That's what Angela said. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
You can just get balloons here at Party City and blow them up and say it came from there.
How about better yet?
Been hanging out with Kamala. Them balloons ain't been hanging out with Kamala. It's different.
Hey, you're right, but my daughters will hang out with Kamala, so it's whatever.
Look, I said I forgot who kids I'm talking to.
All right.
A little kid like me would have just had to get a balloon.
Well, let's get the show cracking now.
I should have bought you one.
You'd have been so happy.
I would have hung it right here.
Rub it on your new growth.
Kim, go ahead.
All right. Well, Charlamagne was at the DNC, so he was kicking it with a bunch of people yesterday. So we're gonna talk to them, right? Who'd you kick it with last night?
I kicked it with a lot of people. I think this morning we're gonna air Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Of course, we spoke to her. She spoke about her, speech this week. Governor Josh Shapiro, a young content creator, man, who I really, really dig. Young brother. He's only 12 years old. Named Noah. You know Noah, Lauren?
No, I don't know Noah.
No. Yeah, we're gonna talk to Noah, and we're gonna talk to a couple of the officers that were there on January 6th. For the Capitol riots. Yes.
All right, we got front page news next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess, and let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Happy Friday from Chicago. Yes, so the Democratic National Convention is officially in the books, and last night, Vice President Kamala Harris took the stage in Chicago and officially accepted the party's nomination for president. In her remarks, Harris touched on a range of topics. Let's hear more from the VP's speech at the DNC.
On behalf of everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth, I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America. The path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected, but I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys. In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man. But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious. He plans to create a national anti-abortion coordinator and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortions. Simply put, they are out of their minds. I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me to put country above party and self.
Yeah, I love that speech. I thought it was amazing. I thought she broke down every policy. I thought she talked about herself. It gave you insight of her life. I really enjoyed it. That speech last night.
I thought it was solid. What I liked about her speech is I get tired of hearing about, how bad Trump is, but she pointed to what Trump has done wrong, but then also pointed to what she wants to do in contrast to that. So,
right.
And she made it easy to understand, too.
Yeah.
When I was
thought it was solid.
What was crazy, though, I know you guys were actually there, but in between her speeches, the commercials, I guess Donald Trump paid for commercials, they were nasty. So it would go from her speaking or somebody speaking in the Democratic Party about, Democrats, what they were going to do, and then they go to commercial, and it was Trump saying pretty much F everybody. It was crazy.
That's what she should do. Just like she runs her commercials on Fox News. When they going in on her, I think that's good.
I mean, there was so much going on yesterday, but the big thing, another one of the big things was the rumors were false, okay? Beyonce did not make a surprise appearance at the Democratic National Convention. Now, TMZ reported the singer would come out to support Vice President Kamala Harris on the final night. However, about halfway through Thursday night's event, a representative for Beyonce announced that she was never scheduled to be there, and the reports of a performance were not true. The same for Taylor Swift. I mean, there was so much speculation that Beyonce's plane had landed in Chicago, Taylor Swift's plane had landed in Chicago. And if I may, just challenge everyone to just do their research and take what you heard with a grain of salt, especially if it's not firsthand information and it didn't come from the source.
Morgan, you're absolutely right. I forgot about that one. I heard the rumor about Beyonce performing at Soldier Field, but then I did hear that somebody literally said Beyonce's plane landed 2 hours ago.
Yo,
that's crazy.
And then somebody said Beyonce and Taylor Swift are here.
I was wondering how TMZ was going to come back because they broke that story exclusively. They updated last night. They said, to quote the great Beyonce, "We got to lay our cards down, down, down. We got this one wrong." That was a good way to say.
All the way wrong.
they got it wrong.
The only thing about that is there's certain places that people go and they really feel like their news is true, right? When somebody dies, most of the time, first place you're gonna go to TMZ, right? If it's entertainment news to see if it's true.
Yes.
And it's sad that when you see that it wasn't true.
It happens sometimes, man. It happens.
What if you die and you don't even know you dead and you gotta wait and you check your TMZ and they tell you that you dead? Then what?
I would check my
You ever thought about
Wikipedia.
that?
I'll check the Wikipedia, not the TMZ.
I don't get it. If you die, then you don't.
He just don't.
You that's
right.
It's crazy that
Don't
you still
engage,
listen to me.
Lauren. Don't
Just talking.
engage.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
that
that you
is
still
front
listen to
page
I'm
news.
just trying to figure it out. You know?
More-
In the next hour, we'll talk about what's happening on the other side.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Call us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Ray.
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is.
We live? Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Anna from Columbus, Ohio. What's up?
Hey, Anna.
What's
good morning.
happening?
Seems like you lost your voice.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, guys. I've been calling and I sent the email too. I'm not on social media, but I am a registered voter in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm fired up. I'm ready to go, and I want y'all to tell everybody to go out and vote. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't a game. They ain't playing with us.
Who you voting for?
You already know. Why you gotta
No,
ask?
I don't. That's what I'm asking. Who you voting for?
Kamala, duh. I'm a black
Okay.
woman in America. Okay?
Kamala.
It's
Yes.
Kamala.
Okay.
Her nieces told you how to say yesterday. Did you watch the DNC last night?
Of course I did.
What did you think?
I think that we have to be serious. We
That's
have
right.
to be serious in a way that we haven't been serious in decades. The Voter Rights Act continues to be chipped away by the Supreme Court. We have to be serious.
Absolutely.
Even Envy. If y'all read my email, I go into a lot of detail. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for us to stay attentive and stay active when they say this is the most important election. That's wrong. Every election is the most important election.
You right? And how old are you? How old are you, Anna?
I'm 33.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to stop that rhetoric too. I hate when they say that. This is the most important election of our lifetime. They say that about every election. I do agree that this is the most consequential though.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, I saw Fat Joe last night. He gonna walk up to me and touch my beard, talk about why something the time when you can rewind the time. I'm letting the grays flourish, bro.
Hello. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's up, Envy?
Oh, what's up, Trav?
Hey, Trav.
Yeah, chilling. What's up, Lauren? How you, babe?
I'm doing good. I ain't talked to you in a minute.
Yeah, it's definitely been a minute. Definitely been a while. What's up, Charlamagne?
Peace, sis. I heard you voting for Trump because you want him to abolish gay marriage because you can't find a man. So you don't want nobody to be able to get married if you can't.
Jesus.
Any truth to that?
Listen, I'm calling it to tear down light-skinned people today, right now.
Let's go, baby.
Let me do that real quick.
Let's go.
I am quick on the hang-up, Trav, so you better be fast.
I just want to let y'all know, light-skinned brothers, Chris Brown cut his hair. You know, he got the little bald thing going on. Now light-skinned brothers feel like they can go bald. No, y'all still going to look stupid. Y'all not Chris Brown. Y'all going to be walking around looking like Envy. So
Trav.
please.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be. Hey, you know what's so crazy? Trav said something real.
Oh.
Beige men with bald heads look sick.
No, they don't. No,
Yes, they do. They look sick, bro. Yes, they do.
No, they
it's
don't.
just the truth to the matter. Beige men with bald heads absolutely look sick.
And be
All
telling
right?
me look like a pretzel stick.
I mean, just look at him. I'm trying to find some bald, light-skinned men, but I ain't gonna look that up.
Chris, a
Brown
bunch
look
of
bad
them.
with his bald head though. But Chris Brown,
Well,
Chris Brown got like tats. It's it's a lot.
Common's
He
a
built the
light-skinned
aesthetic.
brother with a
Common
bald
is
head.
fine.
Yo, your wife, Gia gonna think you gay. Gia gonna find your searches and be like, why are you looking up bald head, light skinned men? God damn, Envy.
At least he got good taste. He went Common first.
It's 6 something in the morning and you searching Common. Look at you over there over there getting bricked up.
He's
You
picking.
over there getting bricked up searching
Look,
bald head beige men.
Boris Kojo, light-skinned
God
brother.
damn.
Envy, your
You
taste is
getting bricked up.
immaculate. Keep going.
And you know what's so crazy? He's looking
J, light skinned brother with a bald head.
LL Brown, but he's looking through these men and he calling out all the fine ones.
That's
you
what
ain't
I'm saying.
you
He has
scrolling.
amazing taste.
Look at him bricked up. He stand up right now. He got a stiffy in them Godspeed sweats.
What's wrong with y'all? Get it off your chest. You guys, you know what?
You got the cargos on today?
800-585-1051.
Tell them leave you alone.
You guys are
You ain't got
crazy.
sweats
Yo, you
on.
guys
Tuck
are
it in your
crazy.
pocket.
Yo, what's wrong with you, man?
Tuck that rocket in your pocket.
What's wrong with y'all? It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And let's get to Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
The news is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies. Don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shoot.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
So a lot of DNC talk this morning, and last night there was a lot of heavy talk on just different celebrities and different names and people from the community getting on stage in support of Kamala Harris, but also setting the record straight about a few things. One of the people I thought was really interesting that honestly, when he came out, I was like, or when I saw him on the schedule, I was like, oh, he's speaking. That was pretty smart. Her campaign was D.L. Hughley. So D.L. Hughley came on stage to apologize in front of the world for some of the comments that he had. And he's done this before, but he wanted to do it at the DNC as well. Let's take a listen.
I made assumptions about Kamala's record, and I often repeated them to a lot of people. Then one day, Kamala invited me to her house. She put her hand on my shoulder, and she asked me to do some research. Something I had never done. Something a lot of people I know had never done before. Imagine attacking someone's character without a single Google search. So I did what I should have done in the first place. I learned that she had done for us exactly what she promised to. I believe that your apology should be as loud as your accusation, and I'm here apologizing in front of the whole damn world.
They used D.L. Hughley as the poster boy for all misinformation, and D.L. gladly accepted the role. I don't think D.L. should have accepted that all on his own, even though he did it on his own. But there's a lot of people who spread a lot of misinformation. He should have used a little bit more y'alls.
Yep. No.
Not just me.
For real. A lot of people,
all of us.
A lot of people, when I hear them talk about like her track record as a prosecutor or whatever, they lean towards a lot of different names in the community. But I just thought that it was, I was happy to see him come out on stage and do that, especially at that night, because I felt like there were so many people that were tuning in because they wanted to hear like policy and all that stuff. So it was good to see the public apology and for him to admit that he messed up, he got it wrong.
And he already did that. He did that on his radio show already. So
yeah.
But I hope it changes the way if anybody was out there that does anything in media, whether it's podcast, whether it's radio, whether it's TV, whatever it may be, to understand the power of knowing the truth. Because those lies could have hurt her campaign, could hurt anybody.
What you mean could have? They did hurt her campaign in 2020?
Yeah, you're right. Well, they did.
So then we had a ton of other people came on the stage, but another group that I thought was really interesting to see on stage and what they spoke to was the Exonerated Five, formerly known as the Central Park Five. Let's take a listen.
That man thinks that hate is the animating force in America. It is not. We have the constitutional right to vote. In fact, it is a human right. So let us use it. When I say one day, I want you to say see us. One day, one day, when they see us, America will finally say goodbye to that hateful man. We will say what I have said after 7 long years of wrongful incarceration. Free at last. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty. We are free at last.
Yusef Salaam, Corey Wise, Raymond Santana, and Kevin Richards are the Exonerated Five. And the point that he was making, he was referring back to when Trump had called for their execution when they were first charged with everything. And they were basically, because
he
Trump
put out a newspaper ad.
Yeah, put out the newspaper ad, but he doubled down on that way later. So they wanted to make the point that, Kamala is talking about moving forward and not going back. Trump is stuck where he's at. So we need to, recognize that and move forward. But the most important to me as a black woman who people spell my name wrong, they call me different names that are not my name, this was one of my favorite parts, and it was also so cute because Kamala's nieces were a part of it.
The only name they call you that they shouldn't call you is Lauren London LaRosa, but continue.
Keep going, Lauren.
I am. Kerry Washington, Olivia Pope, was on stage, and she set the record straight about how you say Kamala's name, because y'all been mixing it up.
It's not that difficult. I don't understand why so many people get it wrong.
I didn't see chameleon. I think some people do it to be smart too, and that's very annoying. Let's take a listen. We don't have the audio? Okay. Well, basically, they wanted you to know.
You don't have that audio? The audio never mind. It's been everywhere all night.
They wanted you to know that it's Kamala, and you guys know she has the hats now where it's like the comma and then the la. So she had her two nieces come on stage who are gorgeous, and Kerry Washington kind of got down like on a knee and kind of gave them the mic, and they did the crowd chant, which is such a good thing to see them do, because that just means people are energized and want to participate. So one niece said, on this side we're going to say Kamala, comma, and on the other side we're going to say la
la la,
comma, la la la. Yeah, it was.
Why we don't have the audio though? Can somebody explain that to me? Just tell me. Come on, I know we're on air. Let's share this with our listeners. Why don't we have the audio, guys and gals?
Too much inside information. So on the right side, they screamed comma.
Yes.
And then on the left side, they screamed la. And then it was Kamala. And that's how they said that's how you're supposed to pronounce her name, which was very cute.
And I hope she drops that video anytime somebody gets it wrong, because that's all the explaining she needs to do. But in other news, in explaining Juvenile. So yesterday, and actually the day before yesterday, but yesterday this video started to really pick up online. Juvenile went live. He was on a plane. He was flying from Mississippi to Dallas Fort Worth for a show, and when he got on the plane, he had some issues. Let's take a listen.
Man, they tried to kick me off the plane, y'all. They tried to kick me off America.
We have to suffer.
They tried to take me out of first class.
Where are you trying to put him at?
We gotta put him in coach.
Oh no,
you ain't put me in no coach, man. You ain't put me in no coach, man.
Absolutely not.
I'm a celebrity. I'm telling you, this is gonna be repercussions. It's gonna be repercussions to this, because I'm gonna get off the plane. I'm gonna get off the plane. I'm not gonna let y'all disrespect me like that. I'm not gonna let y'all choose me out of all the people on the plane and disrespect me. So I'm gonna get off the plane. Out of all the people on the plane, y'all pick a celebrity. American Airlines, all the money I spend with you, they gonna try to put me in coach, motherfucker. Ain't never flew coach. Y'all.
They was trying to make Juvie back that ass up to coach.
Yes.
On the 25-year anniversary of back that ass up, they wanted Juvie to back that ass up to coach.
If the flight attendant had dropped the song when they were saying that, like, if I was Juvie, I would have swung on him. But so
did he buy a ticket though? He bought a first class ticket.
So basically, what happened? I reached out to American Airlines, and they sent over a statement, and what they explained was that it was something that they couldn't even control. They had a process error where basically a smaller plane is what came in, like the plane switched last minute, and that happens sometimes because planes are coming from different places, things are delayed or whatever. So it was a smaller aircraft, and because it was a smaller aircraft, there's then less seats in the main cabin and in first class. So there's a automated system that randomly selects people who would then have to downgrade their seat because of that. And from what I was told, he was one of those people. So it wasn't intentionally done. But they said that they did reach out to him and apologize, and that they were rectifying the situation. I don't exactly know what they did to rectify it, but I'll have an update soon there.
Yeah, they gave him more miles, I'm sure.
Yeah, they probably paid for that fare, but that happens a lot. Like if there's a storm, and like you said, a different flight you have to take, and you pay for a first class seat, they just put you in whatever seat it is, and they usually refund your money. But they don't make you sit down first. That's the problem, because he sat down. They had to scan his ticket in there.
And I think that was so frustrating because he was already on the plane. It looked like they were about to you know what I mean? Yeah, him and his wife. And his wife was saying how we're sitting next to each other, and y'all didn't select my seat, but you guys selected his. So, and that's just a big inconvenience. Last minute you find out something like that. So I understand the frustrations for sure, but I'm so glad nobody dropped the song on the plane trying to be funny. That would have been crazy.
All right.
And hold on, I don't know if we got enough time, but Lauren was talking about the people who were at the DNC on stage. There was a lot of people at the DNC who I saw, behind the scenes as well. I saw my man Yo Gotti was there. Dave Chappelle. I saw Dave Chappelle. Tiffany Haddish. Our good friend to the room, Flame Monroe, was there. Lynn Whitfield, she was there with her fine 71-year-old self. She saw me last night.
What'd she say?
She said, Charlamagne, I've always loved your head. And I melted right then and there.
That Mike hate to see you coming. You doing all that leaning. You need to relax.
Listen, man, yeah, I'm a sucker for an older woman. You hear me? Okay.
I don't even she didn't say that. She
I promise you, Lynn Whitfield said that to me last night.
It's the same way somebody called him a snack, and now he think he Uncle Snack.
First of all, one thing about them older black women, appreciate this. This is 90s rom-com. I'm 90s rom-com fine. Okay? All right? So they appreciate this.
No,
all right?
They trying to make up for all the trauma that black men went through back then. Couldn't make up for it. Now they done been to therapy, so they feel like they got to nurture you.
The thing about Lauren generation, they got them new STDs that mess with their eyes. You know what I'm saying? They got that new brand of chlamydia. That new chlamydia mess with your vision. Okay, the OGs can still see clearly.
All right.
Over there looking like a pretzel stick. You need to relax.
All right, guys. All right.
Relax,
Settle down, guys. All right. Thank you for Jess with the Mess with Laura LaRosa. Now, when we come back, Morgan will be joining us with some front page news, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa's filling in for Jess. And let's get back in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Yeah, so former President Trump, he's reacting to Vice President Kamala Harris' speech last night at the Democratic National Convention. Let's get into the audio and hear more from Trump.
She's not having success. I'm having success. I'm doing great with the Hispanic voters. I'm doing great with black men. I'm doing great with women because women want safety. They want safety.
I'm surprised he was up that late because that was a late one last night.
So on Truth Social,
he ain't hitting the same though.
He's not.
But I will say those tweets last night, hilarious, funniest he's been since he got shot at. But I do agree, he's not hitting the same. He is spiraling.
So on Truth Social, Trump posted in real time during the speech, questioning why Harris hasn't already accomplished the policy she was promising. He said she's had
Fair
3.5 years. She's had 3.5 years and has done nothing but harm. He later went on Fox News where he claimed Harris didn't talk about crime or how 70% of people are living in poverty, a number that the census shows is closer to 12%. Now, the Trump campaign is also teasing a special guest for the former president's rally today in Arizona. There have been reports that independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is considering dropping out of the race and endorsing Trump. So again, talking about policies. Now, Harris, during her speech, she did talk about some of her policy notes. She said ending the housing crisis, issuing middle-class tax cut, restoring women's reproductive rights, passing the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, signing the bipartisan border bill, ensuring America has the strongest and lethal the strongest and lethal fighting force, honoring the troops, and getting the hostage and ceasefire deals done, while also supporting our allies like Israel to defend itself. Now, meanwhile, a former Republican congressman had some choice words for Donald Trump at the DNC. Adam Kinzinger of Illinois was one of only 10 Republicans who voted to impeach Trump after the January 6th riot. Of course, at the DNC on Thursday night, Kinzinger endorsed Kamala Harris for president. Let's hear more from him.
I've learned something about the Democratic Party, and I want to let my fellow Republicans in on the secret. The Democrats are as patriotic as us. The Republican Party is no longer conservative. It has switched its allegiance from the principles that gave it purpose to a man whose only purpose is himself.
I mean, I respect it. I mean, but does that kill his political career if he had one as a Republican?
It should.
I don't think it should.
He was being honest, but
yeah, but to your point, I don't think they like it. You know.
Yeah, I don't think they like it, but I don't think parties should matter, man. I think you should just vote for whoever the best candidate is, regardless of whether you're a Democrat or Republican. I hate these people who are just beholden to their party just because. Like, you know, if you don't like what your party is currently doing during a presidential election, then you know you might want to vote the other way. I don't have a problem with it.
That has been a common theme also throughout the DNC is purpose over party, or putting yourself country over party is what the saying has been. Also, who took the stage, civil rights leader Reverend Al Sharpton, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. He also took the stage with Gabby Giffords, and pop star Pink. She's the one who performed. And when it comes to sports and politics, basketball superstar Stephen Curry, he endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris in her bid for the White House. In a surprise video that played at the DNC, Curry voiced his support for Harris. Let's hear more from Steph Curry.
I got to visit Kamala with my team in the White House last year, and I can tell you one thing I knew then, and I definitely know now. The Oval Office suits her well. This is about preserving hope and belief in our country, making sure families can be taken care of during their most precious times.
Yeah, so he said he believes Harris can bring unity back and move the country forward. Curry also said Harris will make sure that families are taken care of. Of course, he said that. And on the first night of the convention, Curry's Golden State Warriors coach, Steve Kerr, also spoke in support of Harris.
Now, it's always interesting when I see people like Steph Curry do that because, like I said, I was talking about Kenan Thompson yesterday. Most people in that position don't want to turn off any audience,
right?
Because Steph Curry sells jerseys to everybody, he sells sneakers to everybody. So It's always interesting to see. It's always interesting to see people like him step out there and do that.
It goes back to that Jordan conversation, and I don't know how true that was when they asked Jordan to back somebody back in the day, and he says he wouldn't because he said Republicans and Democrats buy his sneakers.
Right.
So that's why he never stepped into that world. So like you said, it's dope to see Curry.
He takes
do
balls.
That. Yep.
That's your front page news. Follow me on social at Morgan Media and make sure you're following more news coverage at the Black Information Network. Download that free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com. Talk to y'all. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you, Morgan. Now, when we come back, Charlamagne was at the DNC the last couple of days, and last night he got a chance to speak to a bunch of people.
Yes, I was at the DNC last night, man, broadcasting with the Native Land Podcast. The Native Land Podcast is the first podcast, the flagship podcast off Reason Choice Media with iHeart, hosted by my good sister Angela Rye, Andrew Gillum, and Tiffany Cross. And we spoke to a lot of people yesterday, but this hour we're going to talk to Jasmine Crockett and two of the cops who are actually at the Capitol on January 6th, Harry Dunn and Aquilina Gonell. They were getting busy. There's a viral video that shows this big dude, really fighting off protesters. That was Harry Dunn. And we're going to talk to my man Noah. Noah is a young 12-year-old content creator who does a lot of content that is politically driven. And we're going to talk to him when we come back.
All right. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is here filling in for Jess. Now, Charlamagne was at DNC the last couple of days, and he got a chance to talk to a bunch of people, and we're going to get some of those back on. So this one right here is his conversation with Jasmine Crockett. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
We are thrilled to have joining us Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. And
getting pulled in all directions.
There she is.
I love that.
We introduced while you were walking up. How are you doing, sis?
I'm doing all right.
Great.
Tell us how you prepared for Monday night, Congresswoman.
When
you gave your speech.
There was
phenomenal speech, by the way.
There was a lot of drama, so thank you so much. So I won't go into all that it took. But what I will say is that in the moments that I was supposed to be getting on stage, it's the first time I've ever gotten nervous.
Wow.
So for 2 hours, I was actually getting physically sick. I had to take medication and everything. And so I was just nervous that I would let her down. And I did not want to let her down. And then as we are making history today, what most people don't realize is that Kamala Harris was making history for me at the same time. There's never been a black woman freshman that has been allowed to grace the stage of the DNC ever until me. And so it was a huge honor. And at the same time, while I didn't want to let her down, I also didn't want to foreclose on opportunities for those coming behind me. And I knew that there were a lot of people that were probably like, ain't no way you gonna let the wild one do it. Ain't no way y'all
Damn right. That's the one we want to see.
Everybody wants to see it. Absolutely.
Oh, man. And so, as it relates to kind of the process, I felt like they was trying to sanitize my speech a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
Spice gotta stay.
Well, you have more alliteration?
The alliteration came out at least 5 times.
Wow.
It was pulled out 5 times, and then I put it back in. And I said, let me tell you something. This is who I am. This is what this speech is going to be, because the only reason anybody would want to see me on the stage, it ain't to see me, it's to actually hear me be me. And so it was a bit of a fight, but, y'all know I stand my ground.
Absolutely.
We
appreciate you for doing that.
And again, because I stood my ground, I also was nervous, because then it's like, well, you can't mess up, you can't fumble the bag, because you really stood so strong and confidently in it. And I am thankful that it was received seemingly in a decent way.
You are far from fumbling anything, by the way. Anytime I've ever heard you, and I've spoken at these convention before, I know the exact process you were talking about, the edits that get made, and the fact that you have to be literally strong, and as Angela says all the time, 10 toes deep, and down.
I do not say 10 toes deep.
Down.
And then you quoted me something that the whole culture
say.
But guess what?
Say 10 toes down.
But guess what? I'm not in all that. So when I heard you say it, I was like, that's pretty decent.
Andrew, you're acting like a white man. I'm going to go back on mute.
Okay.
He did.
Guess what? You can stay off. But I'm talking to you now. And the point is, Congresswoman, I couldn't thank you enough. And I just want to encourage you every day of the week to continue to be that, right? Every Congress deserves a truth teller.
That's right.
Every Congress. At least one.
Can I ask a question? We opened the show tonight with a Georgia State rep of Palestinian descent speaking about the protests and the plight that's happening. Something has made me a bit uncomfortable with this. I'm so excited, and I've been so full of celebration with having a me and us poised to lead this country. And then I was torn as we drove past protesters last night. And it just feels like this push and pull, because as black women, much like the CBC, we are the conscience of the country, like the CBC is noted as being in the conscience of the Congress. For the people out there who feel some of that same torment, who want to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people, and it seems like the world has turned their back on them. I'm just curious what your thoughts are, given the division, all the diversity we've seen, and yet this division remains so pronounced here.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that it's not an either or, it's an and.
Yes.
The issue that I have is that I think that we need to go ahead and be real about the fact that anyone that is uncomfortable with suffering is actually just being human. Yeah. That is what it means to be human. And I think that we should all, hug each other and say, listen, this is what we should be doing in this moment.
Dave Chappelle's walking by, so we're waving.
Hey, Dave, because they all distracted. Yeah. Hey, Dave. No. So I think that we should say, it is the right thing to do. It is the morally right thing to do, to care about suffering, not just as it relates to the Palestinians, but suffering anywhere. Because we can talk about the Sudan, we can talk about Congo, we can talk about the streets in the United States.
That's right.
We should all be compassionate about suffering in general. At the same time, this is going to come down to two people. Somebody going to be the president of the United States. It's either going to be the guy or it's going to be the woman. And right now, I can tell you that it has to be the woman for me. And that doesn't mean that you are going to agree with her on everything. I think that this was elaborated in a way by
Michelle
Obama. We continuously seek perfection. One of the things that I used to say on the trail all the time, specifically when I was out there for President Biden, is that there is no perfection walking on this earth.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say it when I went to the black church. And I would say we always want our preachers and our politicians to be perfect, and neither one will be. You will always be let down. But we are supposed to fight for a more perfect union. And fighting for a more perfect union means that you continuously engage in conversation and communication, and you move the needle.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. There was a point in time that nobody would have ever imagined that Joe Biden would do anything on student loan debt forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's right.
And who led the way on it? It was Joe Biden.
That's right.
But guess what? There were people that were pulling him and telling him that was the right thing to do. So I'm just saying, I need them to understand that we can't sit this out.
Yeah.
Because the suffering that we see in Gaza is only going to get worse if Trump ends up being the one that ends up in position. Because let me tell you, they have been on the House floor and they have specifically said, just go nuke them. That is what they said. And you won't find that on the news. You got to go to C-SPAN and you can see them talking about the people of Gaza. I can tell you that we had 3 packages that we voted on. The first package was to just send money over to Israel and defund the IRS. The second package was to just send money to Israel. The third package sent money to Israel, but it also sent aid to Gaza. It sent aid to Haiti. It sent aid to Taiwan. It did more to make sure that we could also help those that are suffering. These people don't care about people that are suffering.
That's right.
It's the same reason that they are only looking to do tax breaks for people that are at the upper 1%, and they don't care about the people that need $6 a day to eat. I'm trying to tell y'all that we don't need to vote against our interests. And it doesn't mean that either one of the administrations will be great on everything that you care about.
Absolutely.
But it is your job to push an administration that at least somewhat closely aligns with your goals and push them closer to the finish line.
More perfect.
Absolutely.
That's why you a star right there, Congresswoman.
Thank you so much for being here.
We love you.
We with you. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. She know what I mean.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, well, salute to Jasmine Crockett. Now, when we come back, Charlamagne, who else did you get a chance to kick it with?
Man, myself, along with Angela Rye, Andrew Gillum, and Tiffany Cross, collectively known as the Native Land Podcast, we spoke to, man, a couple of the cops who were actually there on January 6th, man. I think that these two brothers' stories are very, 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 very interesting. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Harry Dunn and Aquilina Gonell.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. Now, Charlamagne was at the DNC for the last couple of days. We just played the conversation with Jasmine Crockett. All right, now who we kicking it with next, Charlamagne?
Man, we are talking to Harry Dunn and Aquilina Gonell. Harry Dunn and Aquilina Gonell were two cops who were there during the January 6th insurrection, you know, when Donald Trump led an attempted coup in this country. So let's talk to them, man. We always hear about these cops who, you know, sacrificed their bodies to protect people. Here's two of them, Harry Dunn and Aquilina Gonell.
Hey, y'all.
A hero. He is a superhero. We recognize him. We saw him a lot during the impeachment hearing.
Yeah.
But where we first met him was on that fateful day, January 6th. When you saw somebody out there throwing bows out there handling folks. And also on that day, on January 6th, Officer Dunn was joined, and I don't want to mispronounce your name, so tell us how to say your last name.
Aquilino Gonell.
Aquilino Gonell.
Just break it down.
Aquilino Gonell.
Thank you. And you also had a harrowing testimony during the impeachment hearings as well. So I just can't say enough how we are so thrilled to be joined by two American heroes that day. And I want to kick it off with you, Harry. You know firsthand, you were literally on the front line wishing the MF would, okay?
Yeah.
And you let a few people know. What are you most concerned about with this election cycle? And do you think that there is potential to see more political violence? I know we're keeping hope and talking, you know, a lot of positivity, but this is a real situation that exists out there with people who are disproportionately armed to the rest of us. What do you think about it? What are your thoughts?
Let's talk about it. Well, first of all, on January 6th, I did my job as a police officer.
That's right.
On January 7th, I did what I'm doing now to this day as an American citizen who loved this country. It wasn't even about Capitol Police from then to now. And I was fighting for accountability for everybody responsible for the downfalls of those days, including Donald Trump. Accountability serves two purposes. For the people who were aggrieved, who they felt some type of harm, it provides some type of closure for them. And also, it serves as a deterrent. That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So what's to keep it from happening again? The Supreme Court, they just said Donald Trump cannot be held accountable for his
presidential
actions
immunity.
that day.
Yeah. That's right.
Right?
King.
So what is to stop him from doing it again? If you remember in the debate with Joe Biden, they asked him 3 times, will you commit to accepting the results of the election? He couldn't answer it.
That's right.
So he's planting the seeds already to his supporters for the doubt. And that's what January 6th was about. It was about a lie. They thought he told his followers, his cultists, that the election was stolen. And that's all they needed. If the most powerful person in the world tells you, go march on the Capitol, then you gonna go do it. I mean, my mama tell me do anything. I'm empowered. Can't nobody tell me do nothing.
Right.
Imagine the most powerful man in the world saying, go do it. You're going to feel empowered to do it. So he's already planting those seeds. And yes, to answer your question, yes, it can happen again. And there's nothing really stopping it from happening again.
But us.
But us.
Yeah,
Hello.
What did y'all think was happening on that day when everything first started, occurring?
At first we thought that it was going to be non-violence. There was little skirmishes like we normally do from time to time, but not to the level that very same president who's supposed to have the well-being of the country put in jeopardy the safety of every elected official inside the Capitol. And then not only did he do that, then he sat on his behind and not do anything to prevent any further violence. When I was in the tunnel fighting with a mob with roughly 30 to 40 officers, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, fighting, holding down the line in the tunnel, I was asking myself this very same question. What the is the president? Where is our help? Where is our reinforcement? Because this happened in broad daylight, 16 blocks away from the Capitol. Me as a military person, as a veteran, as somebody who went to combat, and I know the chain of command. The chain of command ends at and begins with the commander-in-chief. Who was the commander-in-chief that day? Donald Trump.
Yep.
What did he do? He put everybody inside the building, including the officers, at life at risk. And we protected your elected official, whether you were from Georgia or California or New York. We we protect them the same.
Yeah.
I didn't care whether it was AOC or Marjorie Taylor Greene. I didn't care.
Yeah.
We protect them both the same. And to hear that today there's a report that he's planning to do a gala.
Y'all see that?
For the January 6th. Sister Riders.
A gala.
Awards gala for January 6th.
For next month.
Yeah, next month.
For next month. Not for the officers who risked their lives.
Yeah.
Because they claim that we are the party of law and order. We are the party that support the rule of law. We are the party that support the police. How is that supporting the police if you are celebrating and not denouncing the violence that people did to the officers?
Yeah.
People died, and that's what I did last night. I tried to convey that in my speech last night, because look, my story is something that everybody should know. I'm literally the embodiment of the type of immigrant that the Republicans say that they want in this country. And ask me how many of elected officials Republicans have talked to me about what happened to me on January 6th. 2. Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. Yep. Wow. Nobody else. I had passed a lot of them, and none of them even can get themselves to say, I'm sorry for what happened to you. Now that I'm asking, thank you for what you did. Look, I came here when I was 12. I'm sorry, I came here when I was 12. I struggled first, with family, with adapting, assimilating. I overcome those things.
Yes.
I got an education. I joined the military. I went to fight for this country overseas when my government told me to. Whether I liked it or not, I did my job there. I kept my duty, my oath. When I came back, I finished my education, and then I became a Capitol Police officer, where I was for 17 years until the injuries that people that claim they love police officers agree with me. They damaged my body, damaged my health, damaged my career, and then they had the audacity to tell me I did it for you. And then they call me, you are a traitor because you stopped me and my people, like-minded people like me, that support Donald Trump.
Well, you're certainly not a traitor. Neither of you. You are heroes. And even if Donald Trump won't tell you thank you, we thank you for your service.
Can I just one quick question?
Okay, Leonard.
I just want to know, how did y'all show restraint and not turn it into a bloodbath? Because y'all could have easily just pulled out y'all guns.
I don't even know if it was about restraint, man. It was just about survival, man. I was armed that day with a long gun, an AR-15. The guns that we don't need on them streets, right?
Yeah.
They know they're the ones that we don't need on the streets anymore. But I wasn't going down in a crowd of, you go in there, you pull your gun out. Our former chief wrote a book. We were outnumbered 58-1. You pull your gun out, then what? Which one you gonna shoot?
Right.
Who do you shoot first? You can't just fire indiscriminately. And I think that just shows the professionalism of what police should be.
Wow.
What police should be. Not just in there busting because somebody come up a pot of hot water.
Look, we were justified to use lethal force. We chose not to because we didn't know who had weapons on their side.
Yeah.
And in my belief, when I faced that decision, because I almost did, especially when they were dragging, whatever happened to Fanon relieved me. And when I got a chance to go back into the fight, people were trying to pull me into the crowd. And I didn't do it because somebody else another officer hit the person who was dragging me. That damaged my shoulder. By then, I was hurt and injured. Look, we were justified to use lethal force.
Yeah.
What we didn't want to do was create a bigger situation that we already outnumbered anyway.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for your service, man.
We're so
Thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, respect to those two brothers right there. Now, when we come back, Charlamagne was at the DNC. He spoke to a bunch of people, and when we come back, he spoke to a young brother named Noah.
Man, my man Noah was taken. He is a content creator on Instagram. He's only 12 years old, but he is very, 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 very interesting. I think he's the future governor of Georgia. We're going to talk to him.
All right, we'll do that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. Charlamagne's out at the DNC, and he's kicking it with so many different people. And up next, you kicked it with a young man named Noah.
Yes, man. Noah, known as Noah, was taken on Instagram. He had a viral moment recently where he got into it with a Republican politician, actually at the DNC. because he was pressing him about some very simple questions. But I like Noah, man. He's 12 years old. I really think he's going to be the future governor of Georgia one day. So we're going to talk to him.
12 years old and pressing. It's crazy.
Yep, pressing.
Like silk press.
Yes, like Kamala Harris's silk press. Absolutely.
Right now, we have
Young Noah.
internet sensation.
Yeah.
Noah was taken, and Noah was taken is joining us today after tearing a grown man to shreds yesterday at the convention. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, I saw Mike Lindell, and I asked him a respectful and quick question, but he got mad and acted like the big bad wolf and decided to take it personally. He started to get all up in my face.
Oh,
but
like that?
No, he didn't. Well, you know he didn't.
How old are you? Noah was taken
12.
A big 12. He got a big old man got in a big 12's face.
I wish I was there. I'd have swung on him.
No.
That's how I would have.
I'm sure you would have. Tell us what happened after that before the nose swinging.
Yeah, and then I asked him a few questions he couldn't even respond to. He had no real answer whatsoever except for his personal grievances. I ended up fact-checking him later. Everything he said was completely false and never happened.
What was the question? Do you remember your initial question to him?
I said, why are you denying the results of a completely fair and free election?
Okay.
And he started naming these people with the names and the fancy names, but he didn't give me a last name, and I couldn't. All he said was the first name. He said, I didn't want to give their public name out there. If you're an elected official, your name should be out there.
Absolutely.
Right, especially if you're representing me in my state of Georgia. I should know your name, right? So he didn't want to provide any of that, so it was almost impossible to fact check.
So future governor of Georgia, Noah. What got you into politics, young man?
Stacey Abrams, who just walked by us.
Okay.
What you was energized by her campaign?
I was energized by her campaign.
Wow. I love that.
Thank you.
Where you go to school?
Homeschool.
Boy, you got a great teacher.
Yeah,
whoever they are.
The mama's right here. She's right here.
Camera taking pictures. A proud mom. No, I want to say that you have done what so many in the mainstream media have failed to do. You asked a poignant question.
Yes.
Where I saw the video when you demanded that he cite his sources,
right,
and held him accountable. So I'm so impressed with you. What do you? I know Charlamagne has spoken into that you'll be the governor.
Yeah.
I'd like to speak that over you as well. Is there something, other ambitions that you have in your life?
Well, yeah, I would love to continue to be able to promote the Democratic Party and all of their accomplishments. But other than that, I want to continue doing what I'm doing.
Does it hurt you that you can't vote yet? That you 6 years away from being able to vote?
Not 6 years.
I can encourage folks to vote, so that's enough for me. One thing you can do when you can't vote, you can walk in the polls with people.
That's right. Yeah.
So I can walk into the polls of hundreds of family members, and that it counts just as much.
If you could vote in this election this fall, tell me who you'd be voting for.
He's got a pin on.
So you're not gonna let him answer the question?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely, Kamala Harris all the way.
Give me 3 reasons why.
3 reasons why. First of all, her policy platform. You're gonna ask the policy platform, huh?
No. Go ahead. You got it.
Don't play with you. No, already.
I want to hear that.
The policy platform. How she's not Donald Trump. And she just has a great way of energizing the country, and her policy platform is critical to that.
Yeah.
I
love that.
Thank you so much.
Brother, I love your confidence.
Space for another co-host?
Thank you.
I do.
We might. We could do that the next time we go to do a live show.
That's right.
Be in Georgia. We gonna go on.
When we come to Georgia, you joining us, brother.
Yeah. You gonna come back? We want everybody to see you. Want to help?
Noah might need a podcast or something.
He definitely needs a podcast.
Because him being so
like Choice Media,
I love it.
Like he breaks things down so concise and so simple,
good.
and I think that's what people need.
I love. Would you do a podcast, Noah?
I would love to do a podcast.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, we are ask Mama because you can't make your own decisions all the way yet.
Legal.
We gonna get your guardian
right. No, talk to me before you sign that contract. I'm gonna make sure you get that.
I like that tip. I like that tip.
Get them dollars.
So Noah, thank you so much for joining us.
You know, I do want to ask Noah, who are some of your favorite young content creators in the same spaces as you?
Ooh, okay. Isaiah Martin, Too Raw, Too Real. Let me think. Olivia Giuliana. A lot of great people that attended here today.
Okay.
I love that.
That's awesome.
You're amazing.
You really
Your
are.
energy is infectious.
Can I ask him one more question? I'm sorry. I just am dying to know this. Who has been your favorite speaker so far
Ooh, good
at
one.
the convention and why?
Auntie Michelle.
Oh,
Barack or Nancy Pelosi or Joe Biden. My favorite.
That's
I didn't catch Nancy.
Who was first out of those?
Joe Biden.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me
You
why.
like Joe's speech out of all of them?
Joe's speech. He went for an hour. Y'all Sleepy Joe went on for an hour.
I love him.
Thank you.
This is the first time we're gonna disagree all week.
Y'all's
Michelle
Sleepy Joe.
put the best.
Let him tell why.
Oh, okay.
Y'all Sleepy Joe went on for an hour and 30 minutes. Y'all who called them Sleepy Joe went on for an hour.
Just because he stayed awake?
I just muted Lenore.
Thank you for muting her.
No, you go ahead.
If you go on for an hour and 30 minutes, how are you Sleepy Joe?
Michelle bodied. I don't even know how long Michelle was on, but hers was just better.
Michelle can go second place.
No way.
Hey, I get Noah's point. I'm with that.
I like
he said
it.
the man was up.
Well, let me tell you this, Noah.
He did great.
Noah, here's the thing. We are absolutely not finished with you. We hope we can sign you for a podcast, but for now, we're going to let you go because you got some work to do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Go get
Peace, Noah. Appreciate you, man.
We wish
Thank
you
you
well.
so much, honey. Thank you so much.
We wish you well, brother.
Yes, you do.
We love you.
All right. Well, that was the young brother, Noah. Now, when we come back, we got Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a coach issue.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back.
And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
All right, so a little update on Jenny from the block. So we reported earlier this week that she filed for a divorce from Ben Affleck, and TMZ obtained the documents from the filing. And pretty little interesting fact that I wanted to throw out there in this update was that J-Lo had actually changed her name to Jennifer Lynn Affleck. She decided that she wanted to change her name back to Jennifer Lynn Lopez, which is crazy to me because
She took off Lopez? I didn't know she took off Lopez.
We didn't.
That's her whole brand. Her whole brand is J-Lo.
But she kept pushing the brand. She never made it a thing. I don't even remember knowing that she changed her last name to Affleck, which I thought was interesting. But I was like, dang, J-Lo really is like who can she date that is bigger than her, just like career wise or whatever? Because she changed that last name so fast. A lot of women will keep their last names for different reasons, or especially when you were married to someone who also is a celebrity. Sometimes J-Lo got rid of the last name so fast. Like
J Flack sound nasty. That sounds like some cheap insurance you get when you can't get Affleck.
Affleck, J Flack.
In other news on divorces, Judge Mathis and his now estranged wife Linda have filed for divorce. Linda actually filed after 39 years of marriage. That is insane. They got married in 1985. This was before Judge Mathis was on TV. This was 14 years before his first court show, right after he graduated from college. It's not clear exactly what her reasoning was. She just put irreconcilable differences, which is like the normal thing that people list. Date of separation was July 17th. And they don't have any issues over child support or whatever because all their kids are grown. They have 4 kids over 18. And she is asking for spousal support. But I remember watching their reality show that they had about their family, and I loved their family dynamic.
I really be wanting to hear from people, who do things like that. Because, me and my wife, we've been together 26 years. We're married for 10 this year. But I just always wonder when, you've been with somebody for so long and you're so up in age, what makes you at that point decide enough is enough? I just want to know. I just want to know the mentality. That's all. That's
what I was thinking when I was reading the story. Like, man, I thought
this could have been ruined for a long time. They could have been seeing, not eye to eye. People evolve, and maybe they were waiting for one of their kids to get a little older to do this. You just don't know what somebody's mentality is when in a relationship. But like Charlamagne said, I've been with my wife 30, married 22. Yeah. 23, actually.
And we were talking about this in the room. I was saying yesterday that when you've been with someone for as long as they've been together, I'm not going there with you.
What you saying, Lord?
Judge Mathis, if he does date someone else, they're never going to get the Judge Mathis that Linda, his now estranged wife, had because they went through so much together.
But that could be good or bad though.
True, but it's just
and I'm 64 now. I'm 64. Everything hit different at 64. Or might have to even pop a little blue pill or something.
Or don't hit.
Don't hit. Nah, but people evolve. I mean, me and Charlamagne are not the same person we were when we first started dating our wives. We evolved, we grew as people should.
But ain't y'all glad that y'all are with people that got to see y'all through all of those phases? Sometimes, don't you sit back man? I'm glad I'm there.
It's a difference between evolution and being 60 plus years old, though. That's what that's all I'm saying. Yeah, you 60 plus years old. What I'm supposed to do after 39 years of marriage? This wolf ain't got no teeth no more, man.
Nah, but men can get back out there. Wait, hold on. Not having teeth and you got to get back out there might not be a bad thing.
Mathis got teeth, man. He all right. He got money. He's gonna be vacationing. He's gonna be spending the rest of his life.
Of course, he got teeth. Y'all know what I meant when I said that.
No, what I'm saying is going over y'all head. The lady's gonna feel me though.
There is gas station pills for that. Levitra.
I wasn't even talking about all that. We gonna move on.
Oops.
So speaking of families, ASAP Rocky.
Man, you can tell Lauren got an old nasty sugar daddy in Delaware. Old 71-year-old sugar daddy take his dentures out with no teeth.
I just
take his dentures out and go to work
for no reason right now. I don't even know what happened. I don't know. I'm like traumatized. I don't know what happened. Speaking of families, ASAP Rocky, Rihanna, one of our favorite families right now. ASAP recently sat down with Billboard. He's on the cover of Billboard because he has a new album. He hasn't dropped the album in like 6 years, but he has an album coming. It's called Don't Be Dumb. And they asked him about family, and of course they asked him about Drake and the ongoing shots that him and Drake throw at each other because of Rihanna. And ASAP briefly, I like the way he handled it. He briefly got into it. So we're going to take a listen to some of the more recent songs that have like been released where they took shots at each other. So let's listen to the ASAP Rocky on Show of Hands first. So that is ASAP responding to Drake. Drake takes shots at him so much that you can't even pinpoint where he's responding to, but he's basically saying like, you came and went and you're upset because I've been here and ain't going nowhere. And obviously you didn't not hit like that, but like,
we know what you mean.
Yeah, like it didn't, she ain't stay there. She's here. But Drake has dissed ASAP on Family Matters. He dissed him on a few other songs, but we have Fear of Heights. Let's take a listen to Fear of Heights.
Auntie is so whack. This is garbage.
The way
you should have played Family Matters. Family Matters was hard. I ain't gonna front. He had some lethal bars. I thought for ASAP on Family Matters, but Auntie was garbage.
The reason I played that one though is because it's like I feel like for you to take your time and it to be slowed down and you really wanted it to hit and then it didn't. People talk about Tyrese and other people like being stuck on exes. Drake is really low key stuck on Rihanna, and it's like
Auntie like your daddy's sister is one of the stinkest bars. Fought on that bar. That is
that's one of the stinkest probably went bars. To Antigua. Like what's wrong with okay?
What's wrong with Antigua?
He be trying to play ASAP like he can't leave her because he ain't got no money and he ain't nobody. That's how he be trying to play with ASAP. So but the reason why I brought this part of it up is because I like the way ASAP handled it, and it shows his growth. You know what I mean? Like we know ASAP is from around. He basically was like, those are just shots. I'm not worried about it. Like I don't care. I just do it for fun at this point in response to him. But he talked a lot about his family stuff too, and they asked him about how Rihanna is as a parent and like them together as a family. He says that he wants his kids to be able to just walk to the corner store and have a regular life like he did in Harlem. And he talked about how Rihanna plays too much. And they made a mention to say like Rihanna and ASAP's kids will never be able to just walk to a corner store.
Yes, they can.
That's what he said.
They can buy the whole block, buy the corner store. Don't nobody live there but them and their family. Okay, call it Fenty Town. All right,
it's not right.
They can walk wherever they want to walk.
Not quarter orders walking with your cousins though. They ain't never gonna get that.
They're not gonna get that Harlem feel that ASAP is used to. They're not gonna get that.
Why? Why would you want that?
Parents be wanting that to keep their kids grounded. Y'all got money, y'all know.
I be thinking that, but that's just stupid. It's just a stupid mentality. I think what we're trying to say is we want our kids to learn to appreciate things, and we want our kids to understand that none of this, all of this stuff is a privilege. It is a privilege to be in the positions that you're in, but you don't have to grow up in the hood, to instill that in your kids. Or have your kids grow up in the hood to instill that in them.
No, I don't think it's the growing up in the hood part. I think it's the fact that they have a childhood. They were able to go outside and actually play with their friends. Now you gotta make a play.
Your kid's childhood should be better if you got finances. What are you talking about?
That wasn't
my
bad.
kids got more passports. I didn't get on a plane until I was 21.
Yeah,
my kids got more stamps on their passports.
21 is crazy.
Traveling
is exactly.
21 is crazy.
Traveling
I'm so sorry.
is different. Yeah, our kids travel, but back you missed the days of going outside and playing with friends.
Bro, it's broke kids that can't go outside and play with friends right now. Y'all see all these?
ASAP can't do that.
It's all these pooch shicey masks outside.
Yeah.
Them regular kids ain't going outside today either. They at home on TikTok.
Cash y'all about outside. Why y'all only got one vision of outside? Why you act like
I want the park. You playing jump rope in front of your crib. Like that. We talking about stuff like
ASAP
that. Block parties.
ASAP's
Kids today
can't do
can't
that.
do
No,
regular
ASAP
kids.
Why can't they do that?
Kids do that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just too much
positively.
going on.
But
Why
ASAP's
can't they kids
do
do that?
Who? ASAP Rocky and Rihanna's kids?
Yeah, why they kids?
Because they're going to be super famous and super fly and suited and booted from head to toe.
You know, there's other people in the community that they'll live around that's, you know, probably have the same finances that they do.
No,
and they
I'm
got
talking
kids
about the
as well,
streets
right?
of Harlem. We got to wrap this up because
Why do we want them in the streets of Harlem?
That's what ASAP is saying. You act like D.L. Hughley on Kamala today. I don't know what the misunderstanding is.
Them kids are not coming out of. They're not coming out of Beverly Hills on their neighbor that's a mile down the road and having a block party. It's not the same as growing up in Harlem and experiencing all the things.
For
that
sure,
Harlem
but it's
got
not. My point is, it's not supposed to be. That was A$AP Rocky's experience. He put himself in a position to make better experiences for his kids. That's what it's about. It's about us, you know, doing better for the next generation. That generation isn't supposed to experience that. They're supposed to have their own experiences. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't even got no kids. Okay, let's go.
I mean, we can stay here. I would love to stay on this subject if you would like.
All right.
If this is what you want to do, Lauren, this morning.
Who you give me a donkey to, man?
4 after the hour, we need a man named Joshua Kim to come to the front of the congregation. We would like to have a word with him, please.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkeys of the Day, ask Charlamagne.
I'm a Democrat, so being Donkey of the Day is a little bit of a mixed blessing.
So like a donkey. Hee-haw. Okay.
Donkey of the Day.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Now, I've been called a lot in my 23 years, but Donkey of the Day is a new one.
Donkey of the Day for Friday, August 23rd goes to 36-year-old Joshua Kim. Okay, Joshua hails from close to my neck of the woods, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, dropping the clues bombs from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Haven't been there in a minute, but had some amazing times there growing up. Now, something your Uncle Charlotte tells you constantly is that our sole purpose in life is to avoid crazy. Okay, we all wake up every day wanting to protect our minds, wanting to protect our bodies, and one way to do that is to avoid crazy at all costs. Okay, very hard task to do. Sometimes, okay, because you simply don't know who's crazy. Okay, it's just very hard to do because you simply don't know who's crazy. That's why minding your business is very important. But sometimes crazy finds you. And that's what happened to the employees of the Sugar Life ice cream and candy bar store in Myrtle Beach. See, Joshua Kim is a 36-year-old grown-ass man who clearly likes sweets. Okay, drop one of the clues bombs for all the diabetics out there. Come on. I went on Sugar Life ice cream and candy bar store's website, and they have menu items like giant gummy pickles. Okay, Envy could swallow that without chewing it. All right, they got scrambled gummy sizzlers. Okay, those candies look like scrambled eggs. They got Warheads, blue raspberry soda Warheads. I didn't even know that Warheads had soda. Green apple Warhead soda. I never seen that. They sell candy in bulk. They got gummy bears and blow pops. They got the Lunchables, but they're candy. They got candy tacos, all types of stuff. And Joshua Kim decided to go in this store and make a purchase. Well, he must not have liked what he bought because he decided to take it back. But what he didn't account for was the store's no return policy on candy. I mean, it's right there. They tell you during the checkout process, but Joshua Kim wasn't going for it. Let's go to WMBF TV for the report, please.
Myrtle Beach police arrested 36-year-old Joshua Kim Thursday, shortly after they say he pulled out a gun on several employees here at the Sugar Life ice cream and candy bar along South Kings Highway. Officers say the scary encounter happened when Kim got into an argument while trying to return candy, something the store does not allow. Management here at Sugar Life says the threats also unfolded in front of a crowd of visitors, not just putting employees in danger, but young children as well. When officers searched Kim's car, a report shows they found cocaine and weed inside. Kim is now being held under a bond of more than $750,000 and is facing a slew of charges like pointing and presenting a gun. Reporting in Myrtle Beach, Ashley Listrom, WMBF News.
I feel like this could be an online Snickers commercial. Like Joshua Kim, right? Hear me out. Joshua Kim. You see him, it pops up, boom, Joshua Kim. But it's actually Joshua Kim Jong-un, supreme leader in North Korea. And you know, it's him walking into a candy store, and he got everybody up against the wall at gunpoint, threatening to blow chunks of their brain out if they don't do what he wants. And then he eats his Snickers and turns back into his regular self, because we all know you're not yourself when you're hungry, right? This is what I be talking about, man. This is what I be talking about when I say every day of our lives, we have to avoid crazy. Okay, all they was doing in this candy store was their job, selling Sour Patch Kids, selling gummy popsicles. And here comes this domestic terrorist, Joshua Kim Jong-un, pulling out pistols because he wants a refund on some Lai Zhu eyeball gummies. Now, I'm not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, but I personally don't believe that is a reason to pull a pistol on someone just because you want a refund on some damn candy. Okay, I could even understand more if he was poor and was robbing the candy store. That is what I would call a sweet lick. But being upset that they won't refund whatever candy you bought is exactly the reason my phone goes on Do Not Disturb at 9 p.m. every night for the last 15 years of my life, because I do not and will not talk to N-words of any race after a certain time. Now, when I hear stories like this, I have to have a reason for the crazy, right? Like, I don't want to believe that humans' brains simply just work like this. So I liked in the news report when we heard that police searched the truck that belonged to Joshua Kim Jong-un. By the way, a truck that they said was leaving the scene leaving the scene of another related incident. So what, y'all just go around doing drive-bys on candy stores? Y'all just go around traumatizing these employees that work at the candy stores? It made me feel good to know that they found 0.41 grams of another kind of candy, and that candy was cocaine. Okay, they also found some weed. So he might have been smoking woolers. Woolers was when you put the weed in the blunt, sprinkle some cocaine on top of it, and enjoy one of the best highs of your life. Okay, I'm 46 years old. Your Uncle Charla has lived. Okay, I smoked one of those dirty blunts on accident once when I was a young lad. And damn near my whole life, I've been waiting to smoke one on accident again. Now, Joshua Kim Jong-un's baby mama had something to say. Let's listen to her.
All I could do was thank God that my son was not there, because I don't know what I would have done.
While Sugar Life staff continue to recover from the tense situation, George says she hopes Kim will get the help he needs behind bars.
Not okay. Like that. So honestly, the best place for him is to be in jail. You know, maybe he can get his mind right. He can sober up and do something for his life so my son can have a father.
Moral of the story is Joshua Kim is nuts, out of his damn mind. Y'all heard his baby mama? Listen to his baby mama. His baby mama wants him to get some help. When your baby mama said jail is probably the best thing for you, that means you probably need some intense psychotherapy and some help with your substance abuse issues, because now you got drug charges, 2 counts of pointing and presenting a firearm at a person, and unlawful conduct toward a child. Some donkey of the days just sell themselves. Please give Joshua Kim the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yeehaw.
All drugs
Also,
aside, go ahead.
I'll go ahead.
You not bad of a person you gotta be to pull out a gun in a candy store.
Yeah,
Them
I
stores
agree.
smell good. They make you feel good. They make you
That's
like.
right.
Them people be so nice. It's like somebody pulling out a gun at Chick-fil-A. Like, it's just.
And the poor employees, they didn't even know what's going on. Did we play the employees talking? You ain't play that, right? Do we? You should have played the employees talking. Damn, we don't got that? Damn, never mind.
What they say?
Damn, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mack ain't walking when you talking about all that food. All right, well, thank you for that donkey of the day.
And also, too,
Mack
you know,
said he wanted to. He tired from the DNC. They need to make the DNC a day party.
Mack wasn't at the DNC.
No, but we were up cutting stuff
Oh,
and getting
watching
things
it?
ready. Yeah.
Also, I don't like when baby mamas talk like that about their baby daddies. Okay, you know who you let shoot your club up.
Oh, that he
That's
should
the
be in
same
jail?
person. That was the same. That man should have been in jail when he shot your club up. I saw the little baby. The little baby ain't nothing but maybe 1 year old.
Yeah.
That man was crazy a year ago, and you knew that.
Right.
But now all of a sudden, you know, you think jail is the best thing for him. Wasn't the best thing for him when y'all was sweating on each other. You know, you know who you let hit raw.
All shots matter. He's right. Like,
What was that noise he was making? All right.
He's been in this I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Never mind.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Now, Charlamagne was at the DNC the last couple of days, and you got a chance to chop it up with a bunch of different people, right?
Yeah, I was out there with my good sister Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross and Andrew Gillum, you know, the host of the Native Land podcast. And we spoke to a lot of people over the last couple of days. They were there all week. I was just there Wednesday and Thursday. But when we come back, we're going to play our conversation that we had with my man, Elie Mystel. Elie Mystel is amazing. You know, I've been quoting this article that he wrote in The Nation about the Supreme Court and how you can't overstate the damage that they have done and will continue to do. So we're going to talk to him, but also Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. You know, he's been on Breakfast Club before. Him. he was right there to be the VP pick, but it didn't happen. So we're going to talk to Governor Josh Shapiro when we come back.
All right, we'll do that when we come back. Don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren London filling in for Jess. Now,
Lauren London? Damn.
I told you, it just be happening. It's because my name is Lauren.
Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess.
And he ain't say Lauren Hill. Okay. All right.
I've never been called Lauren Hill. You're right.
The Delaware Nunu.
Now, Charlamagne was at the DNC, and you kicked it with so many different people. What we about to get into now?
Right now, we're going to talk to my man, Governor Josh Shapiro, man. Governor Josh Shapiro, he is a person that was in heavy consideration to be Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate as she runs to try to be the next president of the United States of America. But he's a great governor of Pennsylvania. He's been on the Breakfast Club before. So, yeah, we chopped it up with him.
Hey, man, Governor Josh Shapiro is here. I loved your theme of freedom last night. And, one question that I've been asking everyone in light of the Supreme Court's recent ruling is the fact we know so many Republican officials will refuse to certify the results of the election. Do you believe our democracy is healthy enough to have a free and fair election come November?
I do, because look, last time we had a free and fair, safe and secure election in Pennsylvania and elsewhere, and our courts held. The judges, when it was up to them, did do the right thing. But make no mistake, there are serious threats out there. It's one of the reasons why 9 months ago, as the governor of Pennsylvania, which I think everybody agrees is kind of the ultimate swing state here, we put together an election protection task force led by my Secretary of the Commonwealth who oversees elections, importantly, a Republican, because I think the administration of elections is nonpartisan. Obviously, partisan exercise to decide who you want to be for, but we want everyone in Pennsylvania to know that their ballot can be cast, their ballot will be counted, and I don't care what Donald Trump does to try and throw out a vote, we'll be ready to go to court to protect it.
We were both surprised that you were not selected as the VP.
I was disappointed.
I was going to say that next.
Okay.
And I want to know what it takes emotionally to get past that when you know you're qualified, when you know your friends are qualified too, when you're standing shoulder to shoulder with them and you know you got to carry on in the fight.
Yeah.
How do you move past that?
Well, first off, I said during that process, which I was really humbled and honored to be a part of, that this was, at the end of the day, a deeply personal decision for the vice president. I'll tell you what, it was also a deeply personal decision for me. And you got to make sure that you're in the right situation, ultimately, most importantly, for her. She's the boss. But also making sure that you're in the best position where you can serve, where you can chart your course, where you can have an impact on people every day. And at the end of the day, I think she made an outstanding pick in Tim Walz.
Solid pick,
He's going to serve her well in that role, and I look forward to continue to do everything I can as governor of Pennsylvania.
It's a compliment to you, though, because people were saying, like, he's not a number two, he's a number one. So
speaking of number ones, because that was my follow-up, there's been a lot of messy talk about when Kamala Harris and Tim Walz win in 2024, that what would prevent you from challenging them in 2028? Would you say, I would never do that?
Listen, no, we're not going to play that game. They're going to win. I'm going to do everything I can to help, and I'm going to do everything I can to help make sure they win again. So
I love that. Yeah. But putting the noise arrest, I think, is mission critical, so I appreciate you doing that.
Governor,
what was that, Tim?
Well, because I was trying to think when was the last time that we had a brokered convention at the DNC, so I was wondering where that speculation would come from. But, Governor, I know you enjoy being governor. You've been clear that you enjoy being governor of Pennsylvania. However, there is speculation about what role you might take when Kamala Harris and Tim Walz win the White House. Should you join her administration, I'm curious what your advice to her would be when it comes to what we're seeing happening in Israel and Gaza.
Let me be clear. I love being governor of Pennsylvania. I'm going to continue to be governor of Pennsylvania. Period. Hard stop. End of sentence. Full stop. If you're asking me about Israel, I'm happy to give you my thoughts on that. But ultimately, that policy is going to be set by the Harris-Walz administration with whoever she has, hopefully negotiating a peace in the Middle East.
That's right. I wanted to ask you about Pennsylvania, Governor. Donald Trump's support among white working class voters without a college degree has shrunk significantly, not just in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin as well. That group typically favors Republicans, but they're now starting to back the vice president. Why do you think that is?
I'll tell you what, Charlamagne, anecdotally, when I'm out in these rural areas, I go there a lot. Folks kind of sidle up to me and they go, "What do you really think of her?" What's her deal? What I'm trying to express here is there's like a curiosity. What's she really like? What's she going to be like? You know her. I take that as a really positive and hopeful sign that they're kind of open to considering her candidacy.
Governor Shapiro, your speech got under Trump's skin. He called you an overrated Jewish governor.
Yeah.
So what offended you more, him calling you overrated or the anti-Semitism?
I mean, I think my poll numbers are probably 20 points better than his. So.
Get it, Governor. Drop the mic, Governor.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you should have.
You should have.
Yes.
No, but listen.
That's literally the definition of say less.
Yes, say less.
Check them poll numbers, bro. Check them poll numbers.
I don't get upset when he criticized me. Honestly, I don't get too high when people say nice things too low and people say bad things. Here's what pisses me off, though. When he engages in these anti-Semitic tropes, when he pushes hatred and bigotry into our political discourse, it makes other people around here feel less safe.
It's okay. That's right.
Makes them feel like they don't belong.
That's right.
And it infects us. And listen, I got 4 kids. I try and raise them to be good people. You try and raise them to be the kind of people that you'd want in the leader of this nation. Kamala Harris is that kind of person. Right. You know, no matter what you look like, where you come from, who you love, who you pray to, you belong here. She believes that. I believe that. Donald Trump doesn't believe that.
That's right.
And that is what's upsetting to me.
Right.
Not that he calls me a bad name or engages in attacks on me. It's how it makes other people feel.
Right.
You would think he would learn his lesson because he's already created an environment of political violence that clearly hasn't been safe for him. So you would think he would learn his lesson.
Yeah.
Nobody's safe.
That's a good point.
Nobody.
That's a really good point.
What do you say to people? Like, I've been seeing the right say this a lot. Democrats talk like they don't have the White House now. They talk like they haven't had the White House 12 of the last 16 years. How come Democrats don't speak like they are in the driver's seat?
I'm not sure I'd look at it that way, but I think what we have now as a result of what occurred over the last 30-ish days or so, we got a change agent in Kamala Harris. We got someone who now gets to lay out a different vision, a different path forward, and so, of course, she's going to take up the mantle of change. We already know what the hell Donald Trump's going to do. He did it for 4 years. And you know what he did? More chaos, less jobs, and a whole lot less freedom when he was in charge. He wants to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, he's not the change agent. Kamala Harris is. And so maybe that's sort of what folks are reacting to. Okay.
Yeah. We are so grateful for joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
It's a big night. Celebrate.
Yes.
It's your night. And then get out to fight tomorrow. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks. Go hard. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was our conversation with Governor Shapiro. Charlamagne was at the DNC the last couple of days. And when we come back, you kicked it with Elie Mystal.
Yes, Elie Mystal, man. Elie Mystal is somebody who I really enjoy. Man, he is a constitutional scholar. You know, he's got a great book out from a couple of years ago called Allow Me to Retort, A Black Guy's Guide to the Constitution. You probably see him on MSNBC all the time. And it's an article that I've been referring to a lot that he wrote for The Nation titled It's Impossible to Overstate the Damage Done by the Supreme Court in This Term. So I've been wanting to sit down and talk to Elie for a while because I've been referencing this article a lot. So he was there last night. So we pulled him up to kick it with him for a second so he can tell you about the damage that the Supreme Court is currently doing and will continue to do, because they got lifetime appointments. But we'll discuss.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
We have Elie Mystal is coming up now to join us. Our Supreme Court expert is in the building.
Angela Rye will tell you, Elie, I have read the column you wrote in The Nation, It's Impossible to Overstate the Damage Done by the Supreme Court in This Term. I've read that to so many people, given it to so many people. I think that is one of the most important things that people should be reading right now.
Thank you so much. It is the issue, to me, it's the issue of the moment. People forget the Supreme Court is a third branch of government. It has just as much power as the other two, and if you ask the Supreme Court, it has more power than the other two, because it thinks that it has a veto power over the branches of government that we elect. So as much as I love being at the Democratic National Convention, as much as I love voting rights, according to the Supreme Court, my vote's just for show.
That's right.
Because they are the ones who think that they have the real power to shape the laws and rights and responsibilities in this country.
So why are more elected officials just coming out and saying the Supreme Court is no longer a legitimate institution?
Yeah, why indeed? At some level, I'm happy they don't, because I get a job.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh my goodness!
Why don't they say that? I think that there are a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is that we have elevated the court to the status of clergy, right? To the status of of religion, right? And so we have such a genuflect and a respect for the Supreme Court that calling them to the carpet for their BS is not something that comes naturally for the other branches of government. It certainly doesn't come naturally for older, established politicians. I think that's one problem. The second problem is that, especially on my side of the aisle, on the black left, on the progressive left, we have institutional memory of when the court was good, right? Of when the court was a leader for civil rights, a leader for voting rights, right? And so we look back on those days and we think, well, we shouldn't be too harsh on the court now just because they don't agree with us. People forget the Warren Court, that era that I'm talking about, that was about like 15 years. For the other 220 years, the court has been one of the most reactionary branches of government in the country. It has routinely kept its foot on the neck of black and brown folks in this country. And you can go all the way back to 1857, the Dred Scott decision, where the court, not the Constitution, not even the slavers who wrote the Constitution put this in their document, but the Supreme Court said a black man has no rights that the white man is bound to respect. That was a court decision, not a constitutional amendment, right? That's 1857. That started the Civil War. You can go all the way up to 1908, Plessy v. Ferguson. That's the Supreme Court that said separate but equal is just fine and does not violate the 14th Amendment that people just fought and died and fought a whole war over, right? That's a Supreme Court decision. So if you take a longer view, the court's always on its BS.
Yeah. And Ellie, as you leave us,
can I say one more question before we get to that? So it's just a narrative that I'm seeing. Like the more people call out the Supreme Court, they say that people are only calling out the Supreme Court now because it has a conservative majority. Right. So could you tell us why it doesn't matter what the party majority is what they're actually doing?
Yeah. So there are two answers to that question. One, I hate their decisions, and I'm willing to do anything I can to stop them because their decisions are taking away rights. I don't run away from saying like I'm mad at the current Supreme Court, but what the higher ideal here, right, is that the Supreme Court as a whole has too much power. And I'd be saying that if it was a Democratic or Supreme Court or a Republican Supreme Court, because the people in the system that are supposed to have the power are the voters.
That's right.
And the Supreme Court comes over the top of the voters and tells us what we're allowed to vote for, what we're allowed to believe, what we're allowed to pass legislatively. And that was never the intention. So my last answer to your question, Federalist 78. So the Federalist Papers are like the John Adams and Alexander Hamilton writing about what the Constitution is supposed to be, right? There is one Federalist paper about the Supreme Court. It's called Federalist 78. And in Federalist 78, Alexander Hamilton says the Supreme Court should be the least dangerous branch of government because it has neither the power of the purse, that means it can't raise taxes, or the power of the sword, that means it doesn't have an army. The next time Alexander Hamilton would be as wrong, he'd be firing his gun up into the air in New Jersey.
Damn.
Wow.
That's how wrong that man was, right? And so we need to get back to a, dare I say, conservative, dare I say, founding principle of the Supreme Court not being up our ass the entire time.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying.
Ellie,
that's real.
I am so grateful for you. You know it. We love you, brother. We love your passion. Absolutely, every time.
Thank you, Ellie.
All right. Well, that was your conversation at the DNC. You had an eventful week, I should say.
Eventful 48 hours. There's no way I could have been here the whole week. I'm glad that I came in, for a couple of days. I will say the DNC was a very dope event, man. It's like Coachella for people who are really into politics, people who are really into that political world. Because you got to think it's at the United Center. So the United Center is open. Like all the concession stands, people in there drinking, they in there eating their chicken fingers and their french fries. Like it is a really, really popping event. There was women out there looking for men out there looking for women. Oh, it was going down at the DNC.
Wow. Is that the new Essence Festival? No, I'm just joking. All right. Now.
That's probably the old Essence Festival. The DNC been around for a long time.
Damn it. All right. Now, when we come back, Pastor Arce Nala will be joining us, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess, and it's time for Pastor Arce.
Go, go, DJ, cause that's my DJ. Say go, DJ, cause that's my DJ. Yeah, DJ, come spin, now come spin.
What's up, Nyla?
Hello, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Big Nyla.
Okay, a few things before I start. I want to give a shout out to American Eagle. They did this collaboration with Coco, the tennis player, won at the Olympics. So shout out to Coco. Shout out to American Eagle because I DJ'd the party and it was really lit. Rooftop.
Fire. Dope.
Open bar. I got lit. So yeah. But all right, I want to kick it off with Doechii. Actually, she dropped Nissan Altima a few weeks ago, and then she just dropped a new record called Boom Bap. But I really wanted to shout out Nissan Altima because I really like that record.
That's dope.
Yes, that's not the one where the tears is in the video, right?
I didn't see the video.
Okay, because her visuals be crazy. I just saw something the other day.
I had the pleasure of listening to Doechii's whole album, or the mixtape "Alligator Bites Never Heal." She fire, man.
She like that.
She's fire.
And she
fire.
switched personalities, and all of them is fire.
Yo, literally.
All of them. I don't care how she come in.
Nah, that's tough.
Doechii one of them ones. TDE, y'all got another one. Doechii one of them ones.
Nah, that's
tough. I know. Yeah, they really do. I love that. Love Doechii. Next, I'm going to take it to Detroit. All right, Babyface Ray dropping a project next week. And one of the records that they just released, or I guess singles, is Count Money featuring Boss Man D-Lo.
I like Babyface Ray.
I like anything
That's
Boss Man. Boss Man is, I don't even know what he's saying all the time, but I like all his stuff.
He's witty. Mm-hmm. He's really, really witty.
Yeah, I just don't want him to drive one way. He said on the song that he's going down a one-way street. Just turn around.
I think he means to get the money.
Just turn around.
I don't care. Just turn around.
All right, okay. And the last one is an R&B record by an artist named Elmine. Elmine. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic and something pronunciation kicks my ass. But he's a UK-based singer, and the record's called Light Work.
Ooh, I like that.
Nyla, we needed you in here this morning. Like, we should have started the day with you to kind of like pump us up. I feel awake now.
Oh, good. I love that. Yeah, but that R&B joint, Eliminate. I'm sorry, Elmay. I don't know how to say your name. Please don't kill me. But I know he has a show in New York City next month. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys tap in and follow him. And if you guys like what you heard, make sure you guys follow my playlist. Well, first follow me on the gram at Nyla Simone, NYLASYMONEEE. Click the link in bio. There's playlists there. There's curated events with It's a Certified Vibe. There's my podcast, We Need to Talk. I drop 2 episodes a week, so make sure you guys tap in, tune in. Yeah.
Big content creator, Nyla Simone. Don't you ever play with her in your mother effing life, okay? and Certified Vibe Live is coming back when, Nyla?
Yeah, September 27th. It's our 1-year anniversary. We have 2 really dope headliners that I can't wait to announce.
Go 1 year.
Yeah.
I know he spit all over that mic earlier, though. You saw him?
Yeah.
Ew.
Big. I love it. I'm here for it. Hype me up.
Big single, Lauren LaRosa, okay? Big single. Okay.
You set yourself up for that. All right. When we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. We throw it back on a Friday. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. Now, you were in the DNC all week, right?
I was here at the DNC Wednesday and Thursday, broadcasting with the Native Land Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the Native Land Podcast if you haven't already. The hosts are my good sister Angela Rye, Andrew Gillum, and Tiffany Cross, man. Very informative podcast. People love the Native Land Podcast, so they love to see them broadcasting live from the DNC. So I joined them Wednesday and Thursday.
Is there a DNC after party? Like, y'all going out tonight?
No, there was a DNC after party last night.
You went there?
Of course not. You know me. I went there. They had one at they had one at Soldier Field. They had a bunch of different after parties last night. Listen, the DNC is literally like Coachella for like people who are in the political space.
Right. Yeah, probably science majors. Yep.
Like they out here drinking. They out here probably doing edibles, smoking weed. I ain't seen no cocaine, but I'm sure they had it.
Oh, it's a lot of coke. You know.
They was out here having a ball. It's like I don't want to say a party, but I guess a celebration. Mm-hmm. And with that said, I do want to say the honeymoon is over. I felt that last night in the room. Like, it's just time to get to work. Yesterday was a coronation of sorts because, the Vice President Kamala Harris did become the Democratic nominee for president, but she's not president. Like, there's a whole election to win, and I don't want nobody to lose sight of that. Like, she still has to win over electoral voters. She still has to win over a lot of black people, especially black men. She needs to win over those swing voters and those undecided. So it's really time to get to work. Nothing is guaranteed. Yeah. Trump is still a formidable opponent. His base is still energized, and the DNC convention may energize them. No, not may. It will energize them even more. That's right. To go out and do the work. So in the words of the infamous Kobe Bryant, job's not finished, and everybody needs to go listen to Michelle Obama's speech from the DNC, because to me, she laid the blueprint of what everybody needs to be doing over the next 70 plus days if you are a supporter of the vice president, because, you got to get back to work. The celebration is over. The honeymoon is over. It's time to get to work.
All right. Well, when we come back, we got the positive note, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess, and it's time to get up out of here. Matter of fact, before we do, let's get a winner. Hello, who's this?
It's Calvin. How you doing?
Calvin from where? What's up, Calvin?
I'm from Freeport, Illinois, man. What's going on?
Hey, everything is pretty good. How far are you from Chicago?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, they was all over Illinois this weekend, huh? This week, I should say, huh?
Oh, yeah, man. Going in the city was nuts.
Okay, all right. Well, you hit us up and you said you want some of this daily bread. Now, if you win this money, what you gonna do with the money?
Oh, man, I got a concession trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking to get a new portable fryer.
And how much is that fryer, bro?
The fryer probably about $2K.
Damn it, man. Well, we ain't got you at the 2K, but congratulations. You just won $1,000, brother.
Oh, yes. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Well, congratulations on that stack.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, and this week's Daily Bread is sponsored by Self. Self has the credit builder account that helps you build credit and savings at the same time. This can help you clear a path to a credit card and level up that credit score. Self hooked you up with $1,000. And if you want more information, head over to the Breakfast Club, just breakfastclub.iheart.com/self-daily-bread to let us know why you need the cash, and you could win like my guy, Calvin. Congratulations, Calvin.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, congratulations to him. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, and it's really, really simple. We are blessed to be a blessing to others. It's really just that simple. You were not just blessed for yourself. You were blessed to be a blessing to others. So go out there and be a blessing to others this weekend. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?